Welcome, my fellow sports nerds, to the Borderless Sports Pod. I'm Locke.
I'm Tom. If you enjoyed this clip, check out the full length on our YouTube and Spotify.
Links are in the description. Ciao. Go start with the first one, Texans Chiefs.
Yeah, so, for me, a lot of the noise coming out of this is, people doubting the Chiefs again. Round one bye, their starters haven't played for a while. Haven't played since like Christmas Day or something, they're saying. So they feel like there can be a bit of regression there. But, I just can't go against Mahomes and in the playoffs. Like, they're just different beasts once it comes down to like this crunch time
lost
and stuff.
2 playoff games, right? Both to Brady.
Yeah. So
one to Burrow.
When I'm looking at this game, what's the line? 8.5?
Let's have a look right now. Yep, 8.5.
Yeah, so like we mentioned, we already mentioned this with Texans, their defensive line, like they've been performing really well through this season, so they're going to try and get after Mahomes, and Mahomes is just going to have to get the ball out really quick, and whether that sort of is a bit of a regression with not a lot of time on the field, like he might be, start off a little bit slow, maybe not hit his targets, receivers might not get as open as quickly. So when I was looking at this, I'm like, there's a few trends that I like, Chiefs, haven't really been winning big. It's been a lot of close games that they've been in. So I look at the 8 points and I'm like, do I like taking the 8 points with a team that I don't even think is going to win? Like, Chiefs will win this. Guaranteed.
Okay.
But,
next minute. All right, we'll clip that.
Nah.
Huh?
Nah. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Chiefs are winning this easy. It's just by how much. There's a trend with teams coming off a bye, a 44% against the spread. But then the percentage goes down to high 30s when the spread's higher than 7 points. So
that leans towards Texans.
Texans. So I'm kind of looking at that trend. I'm looking at how the Chiefs have usually performed with their wins. Like, it's been close. So, like, for me, I'm going to take the Texans 8.5 with no confidence. It's going to be if Stroud can get going. Like, he's going to need Collins to have an absolute game, get in the ball. Chiefs are really good against the run, so Mixon's going to find it hard to get any value. If Stroud and Collins
Texans are also good against the run.
Going, sorry?
Texans are also very good against the run.
As in stopping
the run.
Yeah, for sure.
And typically the Chiefs like to lean on the run a bit in the second half. It's going to be like Mahomes having to sort of... Both run games might cancel each other out, so it's going to essentially could be a bit of a shootout.
Yeah, right. So what would you back in a shootout then, Mahomes or Stroud?
Obviously, you're going to back Mahomes in a shootout.
So, I'll swallow myself. I've never gone against the Chiefs in my week-to-week bets. I always stayed away from it, unless if they were really small dogs. But I'll take the Texans 8.5 in my matchup here, but Chiefs to win for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put the Chiefs on upset alert. Kansas City Chiefs on upset alert against the Houston Texans.
You're picking the Texans to win.
I'm calling an upset alert.
You're an idiot.
It's an upset.
You're an idiot.
Mahomes hasn't thrown a pass since before Christmas.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You sound like these guys on fucking Fox Sports.
I think that the Chiefs should win. Obviously. Okay, obviously. Every man and his dog, everyone I've spoken to, everyone I've seen is saying, obviously the Chiefs win this. It's too easy. I don't think the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year. I think that this would be the most storybook way for the season to end. Because I think all year they've won these close games against teams everyone expected them to beat, these 8-9 point favorites, and all of a sudden they get down into a even game, 2 minutes left, get a kick a field goal, get a stop. I think I have a vision of seeing this game be a close game. Both offenses sort of can't get going. It's a defensive heavy game. It's like 17-17 going into the fourth quarter. And the Texans have the ball with 4 minutes left and they run it down and they don't give Mahomes a chance and they kick a field goal with 30 seconds left and Mahomes doesn't even get a chance to get the ball to win it. And then the stadium is stunned. Everyone's like, what the heck just happened? I can't believe it. The game we all wanted next week of Chiefs v Bills or Ravens is gone. and all of a sudden the Texans are somehow in the conference final game and get smoked the next week. That is the vision I have, and I'm calling it. Now, in saying that, I also have a few bets on the Chiefs minus 8.5. So, my two ways, I'm saying that's why it's an upset alert. I'm not calling the Chiefs win. My pick for this game is Chiefs minus. I like the Chiefs minus 8.5. I like that's what my multis are on. That's what I'm invested. But I also have a substantial stake on Texans money line, just because I'm putting it on alert, because if this, I said I can't shake this dream I keep having of Mahomes sitting on the sidelines thinking, oh my goodness, the three-peat's gone and I don't even have a chance to fix it.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, I told you I had something cooking. That was, as soon as I saw this matchup, I just think there's not a single person that believes in the Texans this game. No one.
I think you forgot to turn the oven on, honestly.
Hey,
You say you got something cooking, you forgot to turn the oven on.
Maybe, but look, when it comes to next Monday,
man.
if the Texans somehow get this win, I'm taking a victory lap.
Hey, it'll be fair play if you get it, but you won't. You won't.
Do you know? But it's just whenever people get so confident in an outcome, that's when the sport gods sprinkle a little fairy dust and say, not today. Every single man and his dog is going to have the Chiefs in a teaser, have the Chiefs either like minus 2.5, have the Chiefs money line in a multi. Every bracket, everything's going to have Chiefs. And I just think this is the spot where this is the upset of the week. If there's going to be one, this is my upset. And look, I said I'm not saying it's the most likely outcome, but considering every single person is saying it's impossible, Chiefs 100% win this, I'm calling it an upset alert.
Good thing you're hedging both sides, but
I am, because I also I think if Chiefs, there's also I also have a vision, like when I switch from that dream to more of a nightmare, it goes to Chiefs start out so hot. Mahomes is laser focused, locked in. Texans just look lost. Chiefs go down, score a touchdown on the first drive. Chris Jones sacks Stroud in their first drive, and all of a sudden it's like 14-0, and everyone's like, okay.
And you have the realization, oh yeah, why would I back against Mahomes?
And then it's like, well,
I
was exactly right, because I've got that in a multi, so I'm sweet. So yeah, that's apparently the under's pretty good in this game because it's gonna be really cold, and typically it's like could be a defense heavy game. And so the run games might cancel each other out a little bit. So it could be, so the under's not bad in this. And people like betting the overs in these big games because they like, oh yeah, Mahomes is going to go for 400 yards.
So you're backing Stroud in the shootout.
A lot of contradictions here, but let's just wait and see. As I said, maybe I'll come back here on Monday and I'll look like an absolute fool.
If you come here and the Texans are going against either the Ravens or Bills in that AFC matchup,
what will you do?
Jeez, I need to be careful here.
What will you do? I mean, come on. You said there's no chance. You said 100%.
There is no chance.
No chance.
There is no chance.
You said 100%.
I'll gift you 10. I'll gift you 10 on
10
Twitch.
Gifted.
10 gifted on Twitch.
I don't want Twitch getting all that money, bro.
Donation. I'll just donate whatever the equivalent of 10 is, $50.
What's something you do? What's something you do on here? What's something? Have to wax your legs. Come on. You said there's no chance.
Sure, for the culture.
Deal, all right.
For the culture.
If CJ Stroud upset the Kansas City Chiefs and Mahomes and stop their three-peat, Tom Williams here on Borderless Sports will wax those legs.
Wax.
Wow, that's going to, this game just gets juicier by the minute. So, yep, I'm calling it here. Upset alert, Kansas City Chiefs over the Houston Texans.
That's a clip.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Let's move it on.
All right, now we get... Oh, my God. I can't believe we started with that.
So, Washington Commanders v. Detroit Lions. Now, similar game to the Texans, right? Like, one team coming off a bye, the number one seed. 8.5 line. Went up to 9.5 yesterday. Came back to 8.5 today. So, a bit of money was on Detroit. And then
I saw 9.5 this morning. So,
now it's back to 8.
Down.
Yeah, it's back to 8.
Yeah,
so, a bit of money coming on both sides here. A lot of people obviously think that 8.5's a key number. Or 9's a key number. I'll just give my quick 2 cents on this. I think, for me, Detroit's just going to be too good. I think Dan Campbell, big in these big games. This was my gut feel against the Vikings game, and I didn't trust it. I think Dan Campbell is good at getting his team up. I think having the week off, they're going to be healthy, they're going to be fresh, they're going to be ready to go at home. The crowd's going to be rocking.
Yeah.
I think Commanders are going to be high from last week. I think the quality of competition between Detroit and Tampa at the moment is going to be a stark difference, and I just think it's going to be a class difference. I think Detroit's offensive line is going to be dominant. They're going to be able to run the ball. As you said, you saw how open Evans was able to get in that game. Yeah. I think that the
St.
Lions,
Brown and Williams,
exactly, the Lions receivers are going to, I think Goff's going to throw for 300 plus yards.
Yeah.
I think the offense is going to cook. I do think that the Commanders will score some points. Like, I think it'll be like 20 points maybe for them, but I think it'll be like 35-20 or something like that. Yeah. Like, I think Detroit's just going to flex their muscle here. This is like I love this spot for them where I think they're going to be looking to the next week. I just can't see them losing this one. I love the Detroit minus.
Yeah, same. I'm on Detroit minus 8.5. I just look at this offensive powerhouse of a unit. They've got Ben Johnson as the OC coach, and he's been poached for head coaching jobs, and so you can say that's maybe a bit of a what am I trying to say? He's focused on other things, but no, I think he's definitely put towards the task ahead. He's gonna flex his muscles in this one with his powerhouse of an offense. Gibbs. Montgomery's back. Gibbs will probably still handle most of those under center runs for sure. They're going to be though, right? Yeah, it gives them another option. They'll be a bit more careful with Montgomery to make sure he's okay for the NFC matchup and then the Super Bowl, pending they keep winning. But yeah, I just love this Lions team. I think it's their year. They're going to be losing their OC. They're going to be losing their DC at the end of this year. They're both looking for head coaching roles, so it's kind of now or never for them, I think.
This is their time.
So, yeah, it's definitely their time. I definitely see them making the Super Bowl. So, I've got them winning this one. From the Commanders side, you already said it. Mike Evans was so productive against that secondary, and that's sort of been their sort of area of concern on defense for Washington. So, St. Brown, Williams, I think they're just going to have an absolute field day. I don't see them taking a lot of fourth down punts. I feel like it's just going to be touchdowns and field goals. They're so clutch on the third downs and fourth downs. I feel like they haven't even showed everything either. They've shown these glimpses of special plays where they do the quick route to St. Brown, and St. Brown does a little shovel pass to Gibbs, and how he got that 60 or 70 yard run. I feel like there's so many of those plays that Ben Johnson has sort of cooked up that they can show, and just sort of not like a cockiness, but being like, it's a different ball game here. So a lot of their concerns have been on the defense, but I think you kind of got to put those to bed after that Vikings match. They kept Vikings out, kept Jefferson to 50 plus yards. Addison had 0 yards. They couldn't get a touchdown. They had 2 massive stops on fourth down in the red zone against Vikings. Anzalone, when he came back, he just, looked like he never left. So I don't know if Commanders can keep up offensively as you do with the 21 points. I think they're going to struggle to, find any touchdown value. McLaurin's going to have an absolute ball of a game. And I just don't think they're on that same level as Vikings. So I just expect a blowout here for Lions.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Look, the only thing I will say, though, about the Commanders is if they can sort of copy their blueprint from the Bucs game where they control time of possession. Whereas if they can have long drives, convert their third down percentage is going to have to be like 70%.
Yeah. They're
going to have to stay on the field, frustrate the Lions offense by not getting... Because I can't, as you're right, no turnovers. I can't see the Lions offense not getting a lot of points. So I think the only way to limit them is to control time of possession, to not let them have the ball as much, have no turnovers, get your third and fourth down conversions, and when you get to the red zone, try to convert the red zones into touchdowns.
Yeah.
The only problem is, and why I don't believe in them getting the cover, is because I think the Lions defense, as you saw in that Vikings game, when they're switched on, when they're emotionally on, which you just know they're going to be for this game, they're going to be coming out hot. Yeah. You said Anzalone, he came back, he was just aggressive. They're going to, I don't know what their defensive personnel is like injury-wise, but you just know the players who are playing are going to be feeling good, feeling fit, feeling healthy. They're going to be spending 2 weeks getting ready for this. They're going to come out like a house on fire. They're going to be riled up, home crowd. They're going to be going berserk in Detroit.
Yeah.
You just know Detroit, early on especially, their defense is just going to be just so aggressive. And I think they'll be able to stop the run, and they'll be able to get Daniels into third and long situations, whereas he was always in third and 5 or 4 in the Tampa game. And I think that's where they can lower that third down percentage and get the Lions offense back on the field and make the use. I mean, you just got to hope that Goff doesn't have one of his shockers, but typically he's been good in this spot. He was great in this spot last year in the playoffs, which gives me the confidence to think that they can do it again this year.
That's right. Keeping that first seed and having that home ground advantage is just massive for them.
I mean, the difference between winning that and losing that game against the Vikings is,
So they're in the perfect spot to make that run, go to the Super Bowl, which is definitely what they deserve. The other thing that I saw today, so Lions are the NFL's premier under center rushing team with Gibbs and Montgomery, and the Commanders are the worst in the success rate and the explosive rate under center in those rushing. So Gibbs and Montgomery should have an absolute field day. I would lean more towards the Gibbs over because I think he'll get a bit more production rather than Montgomery. They'll, as I said, they'll probably chill with him, just give him a couple of looks just to get the legs going. But yeah, I love the Gibbs over in a little play prop.
Yeah, I don't mind Goff over too. So I think any of the Lions overs should be good here. I think
Commanders struggle against tight ends as well. So Laporte.
Yeah, I got Laporte for anytime TD. Yeah. So I think it's $3. It's great value.
Yeah, wow.
And then the next one, LA at Philly. Now this is an interesting one for me because I was speaking to my dad and brother about this one yesterday, and they loved the Rams. They were thinking, "Wow, this is easy, the Rams +6. A lot of people are high on the Rams because of what they did against the Vikings. I don't really have too much of a read on this one. This one's kind of the game where I'm it's my least bet. It's my least. I just look. The Eagles, as you said, are probably the better team, but you just don't know what their vibes are like. If things start going wrong in this game, we're going to start turning on each other.
Yeah.
The Rams looked good last week. Their defense is getting better, but are they going to be able to stop that Philly run? Their offense has looked poor the previous weeks in the end of the regular season, but again, McVay and Stafford in the playoffs seem to be a bit of a different beast. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one? I don't really lean too heavy at the moment.
I'm kind of glad that we're sort of on the same lines here. I found it really hard. I've I'll just say it straight up. I've backed the Rams and the points in my multi, but with no confidence because I feel like both defenses have been on fire, so it's going to be a very defensive-heavy matchup. So I think it's just going to take superstars on the offensive part of the ball to make points and try and win this game. That's what I'm going to take the points with Rams, but with such little confidence because the last matchup, Saquon had the production of a lifetime. He had the 250 yards rushing. He had the 2 touchdowns. So I feel like Saquon, for Eagles to win, he's going to have an absolute game. And for Rams to win, it's going to be more on Stafford and Puka. That sort of connection, throwing the ball. Kyron Williams, he had a terrible showing on that last matchup. He had that fumble in the red zone on that first drive, and that just set them back from the jump. So, yeah, I found it really hard to pick a side, but I'll take the points. In what I think should be a close game. It should be bad weather, so it's going to rely on the run. So I don't like that in that instance because Saquon's much better than Kyron. That's kind of where I'm leaning at the moment. I don't think Rams defense will be able to have the same production they had against the Vikings because Eagles' offensive line is much better.
Yeah.
But as we said, can Hurts have that connection in the past game with AJ, Devontae, where there's a bit of question marks that have always come out of that camp the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Look, I think Eagles probably win, but I don't know whether the 6.5 is a lot of points. So the Rams, it's hard to get a read on. Are they going to be a team that offensively looks like Stafford typically in the playoffs? I think Stafford and McVay have only lost one game together in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I've went the Stafford McVay sort of route. I thought, that QB and coach pairing is much better than Hurts and Silvani. Sirianni. What did I say?
Silvani.
Silvani from Carlton. You can tell I'm getting to AFL mode. I'm just going to back McVay and the Rams, take the points, and just pray for a close game. Definitely a lot closer than what the last matchup was. They got absolutely blown out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you put any weight on that though?
The second half from the Eagles was just second to none.
I know. Again, though, the Philly home crowd, they're going to be going berserk.
Yeah,
it's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. Probably lends more to the Eagles' game plan. Oh, I really don't know on this one. Sort of a bit of a coin flip.
I've only got the one multi in, so I was kind of hoping to see what you kind of thought about this match, see if you had any leaning thoughts, and I was going to put some extra
a lot
bets
of people
on.
love the Rams, but I can't get there. I don't know.
I feel like the Rams have to have such like a good first half. Like they just have to come out hot because Eagles second half, they're going to apply that pressure.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go Eagles -6. I'm going to take the Eagles side. Just think they've got a bit more different ways to win. The defense is looking really good. I think I can see a world here where the Rams get a little frustrated offensively because they can't get much going. A few stops early. I think the first half might be a low-scoring game, and like low-scoring half, and then I think the second half the Eagles will establish the run, which will open up the passing game. I can see a few deep passes from Hurts, and they can blow this lead out. But look, I like the Eagles win. If I put any multis on, it'll probably just be the Eagles win. I don't think I'll put the handicap in. I just think the 6 is a weird one. So yeah, I'll take the -6.5 with just no confidence in the bank.
That's fair. I'm struggling to sort of pick a side, but I'll just take the points. Yeah.
And then to the main event.
Main event.
What a game!
Oh man, this is going to be
Could
an
be the best game
absolute
of the year.
spectacle. Probably the most anticipated game of the week for sure. You got two MVP candidates.
The two MVP.
The two MVP candidates going head to head in Buffalo. I mean, people already know what side I'm leaning on. It's what I had in my bracket. I've got Bills advancing. I mean, Allen as an underdog, that's a scary sight. I mean, these Bills feel disrespected. This is the first time in, 18 games they've been in home underdog.
Wow.
And, I mean, Lamar and Derrick Henry coming into your stadium. I don't know. I feel I just don't want to back against Allen, really, to be honest. I feel like Allen's going to have like the game of his life for Bills to win. I feel like he can. It's sort of like his time. Being at home is going to help. That crowd's going to rally him. He's got James Cook on the run game to help. He would definitely have some production there. Like I had no idea that they actually heavily relied on the run more than Ravens, what you were saying. So
neck and neck.
That helps me there. I look at this stuff with Lamar and Ravens in the postseason, and I'm like,
he's prone to a shocker.
And
Lamar. I mean, Allen
on the road, he's been favored. So, who knows? Lamar could come out and have an absolute game, but I feel like they don't even need Lamar to have a good game to win. Like I feel Derrick Henry can sort of win that game. It's going to be bad weather, so they're going to rely on the run. Either way,
I think Lamar's going to have to make some passes though, because I think Buffalo, McDermott will be ready to stop the run
for sure.
And then he's going to know they're going to want to run, and there will be a couple people open. And if Lamar can hit him, especially, it's going to be interesting if Flowers plays. I don't know.
Yeah,
if he's practiced.
There's been word of Flowers whether he plays or not, and if he doesn't play,
that's huge.
Yeah,
that's a
massive.
deep threat gone.
Yeah, that's his main threat, really.
He's the only deep threat.
He will still have
some short
Bateman
the tight ends,
and
but he
Mark Andrews and stuff like that.
He won't. Andrews look good, but he won't have that deep threat.
So that can really turn them sort of one-dimensional, heavily relying on that run, and you don't want that going into the Buffalo Stadium where you're going to have to be on your A game and have so much stuff up your sleeve, I think. So
yeah, look, I'm with you, bro. I think I don't want to bet against Josh Allen. I said I've been against him for so many times. I'm riding in this time. Buffalo have the better team. Baltimore have the better team with the more all-stars, better running back, better defensive personnel, better receivers, again, depending if Flowers plays. But at the end of the day, you've got the Bills at home. You've got Allen, who's had probably the greatest season of his career. Rumours are he's not going to win the MVP, which I think is a travesty. For me, the MVP debate is as simple as this. Who has the better team?
Lamar.
Who got more wins?
Allen.
I mean, what are we doing? At the end of the day, the most valuable player got his team more wins with a worse team. Like, yes, Lamar had a great season statistically, but it helps when you have Derrick Henry and have this team around you. Anyways, not especially the MVP.
Yeah,
should be Allen.
Doesn't help that Allen lost to Lamar either earlier in the year.
I know, but
you
he's
know,
still like.
yeah. I know what you mean. I'm on the same boat as you. I think Allen
Should be
there,
Allen.
but
Lamar's won twice. He's never
Yeah.
been to a conference final.
We
game.
already had this
I know,
segment in our
it just
pod, so
boils me.
yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so I like Allen. Look, it's the whole point of this game. Even whatever side you pick, I think unless you're sort of lying to yourself, you're trying to convince yourself, it's going to be you're not going to take it with too much confidence. Like at the end of the day, either team can win this. Baltimore have the ability here. If they play their best, I think they win. Like I think both team at their best, Baltimore wins. But the question will be is will Lamar have one of his typical bad games in the playoffs? Will the Baltimore defense hold up? What the weather will be like? I just want to throw it out there that my biggest bet of the entire week, and I think the best bet of the week, is the under of this game. It's currently 51.5.
Yeah, that's pretty high for a bad weather game.
And I think I said a lot. What people don't realize is they think there's going to be a QB shootout where both QBs throwing for 300 yards. But isn't that what I said? But these are the two top 5 teams in rushing percentage. It's going to be a run-heavy game. It's going to be a lot on the ground. It's not going to be big
Long
plays.
possessions.
It's not going to be like these 2-minute drives where you're throwing for 76, 80 yards. I think 51.5 is a lot of points in a big pressure game against two run-heavy teams in cold weather. So I think the under of 51.5 that's my biggest bet of the week. I don't know how much I got invested, but I got a single on that and a couple multis on that. So I like that, and then I like Buffalo. I don't think this is a game where you need to put too much analysis into it or too much. I think this is a game where you just have a gut feeling either way, and you just sit back and enjoy the game and
for sure.
enjoy some great.
Don't even need
great
a bet on
football.
this one. Like it's just going to be a spectacle for sure.
Just enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think these are the type of games, the big ones, where when you bet on them in like a same game multi or a parlay or something, they never seem to hit because the game always plays differently to how you expect. Because there's these big games, there's pressure, just different schemes, teams are trying something. Like it's just I think maybe put it in like your multis with like handicaps or match betting, but turns for the same game parlays and stuff. Just unless you feel really confident on something or you just want to chuck a bonus or something, just stay away and just enjoy this one. These are the ones that you sort of wait all year for. This is why the NFL's the best, because it's one and done. You know, these two juggernauts who are both QBs are trying to establish themselves and get past the Mahomes demon, trying to get to that Super Bowl. Never been to a Super Bowl. Obviously, Allen's been to one conference final. Lamar's never been to a conference final. You know, this is as big as it gets, and it's just going to be great to watch. Our perfect time for us over here in Oz. What's it? 10:30 on Monday. I mean, that's just, thank God it's the late game, and obviously in America that'll be your Sunday night. So this will be the highest viewed game
for sure
of the season, apart from the Super Bowl,
without a doubt. Just to finish off the trend, when I was doing like my trend stuff, just to sort of back how I was feeling, Allen's 67% against the spread against top 10 defenses.
Shit. Shows how good he is, isn't it?
Shows how good
you're
he
right.
is.
He's going to have a big game.
Yeah. So I was looking at player props, like, you know, I'm looking at Allen's sort of props to go over.
What's his rushing prop? Let's have a look. 47.
Wow, I would go over on that for sure.
Yeah,
I'd go over on that, and I'll probably throw in some like Derrick Henry stuff as well.
I like the Josh Allen anytime TD too, 218.
That's over $2.
Yeah,
wow.
And James Cook's over $2 as well. And you got Derrick Henry $1.50.
Him and Hurts to have anytime touchdowns that are over $2. I feel like it's sort of automatic.
I like that. Yeah. So it's. I mean,
wow. So I'm glad we're on the same side of that because you had it different in your bracket.
Right? No, I had Bills.
I thought you had Ravens.
Did I? I took a photo. Let's have a look. No, you're right. I did have Ravens. Wow. I wonder what I have to rewatch the pod and see what my thinking was on that. I've obviously flip-flopped and now I have Buffalo at home.
That's what I thought when we were talking earlier. You said that you flipped on your bracket. So I thought it was you jumping on the Bills.
I'm jumping on the Bills. I said, Allen's burnt me too many times. I respect that guy. I think he's the best QB in the league. Now, it's a controversial take because Mahomes has gone for the 3-peat. He's a winner. But I think the last few years, it's undeniable that Allen has played at a higher level than Mahomes. Mahomes is a winner. He wins in the big clutch moments. But I think Mahomes has he has a Hall of Fame coach. He has a Hall of Fame tight end. He has an excellent defense. Maybe a Hall of Famer on Chris Jones on defense. Allen's been doing it with a diva wide receiver on Diggs, who I don't think is as good as he's made out to be. A coach that's good but not great. A defense that's been, again, good, not great. This year with basically zero offensive weapons. Offensive play calls coming in and out. And yet he's managed to sustain his level. He's gotten better. His intercepts have gone down. I can't rate Allen enough. I think he's the best QB in the league. He's
finally got some weapons around him for sure. You know, Shakir, Coleman. They picked up Amari Cooper.
Yeah, but if you put these guys in other teams, you're talking about them?
No, probably
Is it
not.
just Allen?
But yeah, but what I'm saying is he's finally got some weapons to throw to, a little bit more reliable than what Diggs was.
And he doesn't have to force the ball.
Doesn't have to force the ball
Just
to them. There's
do
no
whatever's
ego
open,
or
yeah.
anything there. So
Who's on you throw to?
that's why I'm really hoping Bills get up, and so it's a Bills Chiefs.
Yeah, it'd be a great game.
I would love to see that.
Either way.
Because I feel like that matchup. Obviously, Bills won earlier in the year, but going into Arrowhead just to see how they sort of
Look, either way, if Ravens do, it's going to be the revenge game.
Yeah.
You saw that first game of the year in Arrowhead where the Ravens Chiefs, how hyped that was and how badly the Ravens wanted it. They talked all off season about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Allen Mahomes is been talked about for years. So, look, you just hope that the Chiefs
can't
can
believe
win.
You're trying to talk
I
us
mean,
out of the Chiefs, Ravens, or Chiefs, Bills.
You really hope the Chiefs win because you got a lot riding on that game.
I got my hairy legs.
And you got a great viewing experience. But yeah, look, more than likely it'll be Chiefs v Bills and Ravens, and we have 2 weeks of just excellent AFC
I'd say
football.
that would be. I can't.
And then so we both think as well it'll be Lions, Eagles in the NFC, and then
Yes.
Chiefs, Bills in the AFC, which I mean,
Which would be great.
Two great matchups.
Great
The Eagles are number 2 seed, right? In the
Yep.
So that would essentially be
It'll be
1
the
and 2
1-2.
seeds, which again shows how important home field advantage is.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
We still got to get through this week. I mean, Rams could easily win that and blow that up. I mean, the Ravens could win and blow that up.
yeah.
So we don't know, but yeah,
No.
I think the number
Like
1
you
seed
think
is
Texans could win?
yeah, clearly the number 1 seed is the most important. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
essentially a playoff win and home field advantage.
Yeah.
Congratulations to making it to the end of the video. If I may be so bold to ask for your like and subscription to the channel, we would very much appreciate it.
Click the link on screen to check out the full app and our other segments on the channel. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.
Namaste.